The forest was alive with whispers. Kaya trudged behind her mother, kicking stones along the path. They were supposed to be camping for the weekend. Family time, her mom had said. But it only made Kaya miss her dad more. When her mom stopped to set up the tent, Kaya slipped away. "I'll just look around," she muttered, hugging her backpack tight. The deeper she walked, the stranger the forest became. The trees bent in ways that felt like they were bowing, and the air shimmered with gold. Then, in the clearing ahead, she saw it. Lanterns, hundreds of them. They floated in the air like fireflies, glowing with soft colors, crimson, jade, sapphire. Each flame flickered as if it breathed. Kaya reached for one. It pulsed warmly in her hand like a tiny heartbeat. But when she blew on it, just to see what would happen, the flame vanished. The world twisted. The sky darkened. The forest shifted into something new, something impossible. Trees grew faces. Shadows giggled. A river of glowing koi fish swam through the air. Kaya stumbled back. What? What is this place?" "That," said a voice behind her, "is trouble." She spun around. A white fox appeared. His fur white as snow, his eyes sharp and amused. "You blew out a spirit's light, human child," he said, tilting his head. "And now you're stuck here." Kaya's heart thudded. "Stuck? Where?" The fox bowed with a flourish. "Welcome to the spirit realm. Name's Luma. And you? Well, you're in big, big trouble." Kaya walked carefully, clutching the lantern to her chest. The flame inside didn't burn. It glowed, a slow heartbeat of light that warmed her palms. Wherever she stepped, the silver mist rolled back, as if making space for her. The forest seemed endless. Shadows whispered between the trees, though no mouths moved. Sometimes she thought she heard her name, breathed like a sigh. "Kaya." She stopped more than once to glance over her shoulder, but only the lantern's glow answered. Ahead, the path split in two. One trail was narrow and crooked, sinking into roots as thick as serpents. The other shone faintly, as if polished by moonlight, and wound toward the sound of trickling water. Kaya hesitated. "Which way?" she whispered, though no one was there. The lantern flickered. Its flame leaned just slightly toward the moonlit path. She bit her lip. "All right, I'll trust you." The path led her to a brook so clear she could see the stones at the bottom glimmering like jewels. Strange fish swam there, their scales made of glass, catching the light. They leapt in arcs, splashing droplets that chimed like bells when they fell. Kaya laughed softly despite her fear. It was too beautiful not to. On the other side of the brook stood a small figure. At first, she thought it was a child, but as it lifted its head, she realized its skin was bark, and its hair was made of dangling moss. Its eyes glowed like amber caught in the sun. "You carry the lantern," the figure said, voice creaking like branches swaying in wind. Kaya froze. "You can talk?" "All the forest can talk," it answered simply. "But not all are kind. You must move carefully." Her grip on the lantern tightened. "What is this place? Why am I here?" The moss-haired figure tilted its head. "Because the lantern chose you, and because the forest has begun to forget its own heart. If it forgets too much, everything will fall asleep forever." Kaya felt her stomach twist. "Fall asleep?" The figure nodded once. "And never wake." For a long time, only the water's chiming drops filled the silence. Kaya lifted the lantern a little higher, its glow circling them both. "Then, tell me where to go. If I'm really chosen, I have to try." The forest child's amber eyes softened, as though a smile had passed over them. "Across the brook lies the first memory. If you're brave enough to touch it, the lantern will grow stronger." Kaya looked down at the brook. The jeweled stones shimmered beneath the water like secrets waiting to be uncovered. Her hands trembled, but she stepped forward. The lantern's glow stretched ahead, illuminating a single tree that seemed older than the forest itself. Its bark shimmered silver in the soft light, and its branches curled upward like welcoming hands. "This must be it," she whispered, stepping closer. As she reached the tree, the air shimmered, and a tiny globe of light appeared at its base. It pulsed like a heartbeat trapped inside a fragile, transparent shell. Kaya felt an ache in her chest. Something about it seemed sorrowful, waiting for her. "Is this the memory?" she asked aloud. The lantern flickered as if nodding. Then a shadow rose from the ground, a dark figure, tall and featureless, swirling like smoke. It stretched toward the glowing memory, whispering fears in a voice that seemed to come from everywhere at once. "You don't belong here," it hissed. "You're lost. You'll never find your way." Kaya froze. The shadow leaned closer, curling around her feet. Her palms grew sweaty. Her heart raced, and for a moment she thought the lantern's light might fade. But then she remembered the forest child's words. "You must move carefully. The lantern chose you." Clutching the lantern tighter, Kaya spoke firmly. "I am here. I will not run." The shadow recoiled. It hissed, but could not touch the lantern's glow. Slowly it began to dissipate, curling into tendrils of smoke that vanished into the night. With the shadow gone, Kaya knelt beside the glowing memory. She held the lantern over it, and the light from within the globe began to expand. The memory stretched upward, filling the air with soft, shimmering images. Laughter, children playing, the scent of moss after rain, the warmth of sunlight through the trees. Kaya felt a swell of joy rise in her chest, and a small smile appeared. "It's beautiful," she whispered. The memory drifted upward, free at last, and the lantern pulsed warmly in her hands. The forest around her seemed to lean closer, as if nodding in approval. "You did it," a soft voice said behind her. The forest child stepped into view, amber eyes glowing like twin candles. "The lantern grows stronger, and so do you." Kaya's chest swelled with a mix of pride and awe. She looked down at the lantern, now shining brighter than ever. "I'm ready," she said softly, "for the next memory." And somewhere deep in the forest, the silver mist curled and whispered, "Kaya, you are not alone." After freeing the first memory, she felt a warmth in her chest that made her steps lighter. The forest seemed to hum around her, and the silver mist curled playfully around her ankles, guiding her forward. Soon, the path narrowed and was covered with golden leaves that shimmered faintly under the lantern's glow. As she stepped on them, they rustled, not just with wind, but with whispers. "Kaya, Kaya." Her heart skipped. "Who's there?" she asked. The mist twined around her, answering with a soft sigh. The leaves trembled and shifted. Letters appeared, curling along the veins of the foliage like delicate script. "Answer our riddles," they whispered, "or the path remains hidden." Kaya knelt down, brushing a leaf between her fingers. The letters glowed brighter, forming the first riddle. "I am always with you, yet you never see me. I follow your steps, but I never speak. What am I?" She thought for a moment. The forest seemed to lean closer, listening. Kaya smiled slightly. "A shadow," she said confidently. The leaves shivered in delight. Letters danced across them, forming the next riddle. "I shine, but am not the sun. I guide, but have no hands. What am I?" Kaya held up her lantern, watching the glow spill over the words. "The lantern," she whispered, and the leaves rustled like applause. With each correct answer, the golden leaves rose, forming a shimmering bridge forward. The path opened like a curtain, revealing a small clearing bathed in moonlight. There, a faint hum filled the air, soft and melodic, like a lullaby carried by the wind. A memory floated above the grass, a field of children laughing, dancing under a sky streaked with silver clouds. Kaya reached out, and the memory swirled into the lantern, causing it to shine even brighter. "You are learning," the forest child said, appearing quietly at the edge of the clearing. "The forest remembers through you, but not all memories are kind. Some are hidden for a reason." Kaya glanced around the clearing, shadows curling at its edges. "I understand," she whispered. "I'll be careful." The mist swirled around her, warm and comforting. The leaves above rustled again, whispering secrets only she could hear. And as Kaya walked forward, the lantern pulsed steadily, a heartbeat guiding her through the forest mysteries. The forest seemed quieter than usual as Kaya returned to the brook. The water sparkled under the lantern's glow, and the stones beneath her feet glimmered like tiny stars. But something was different. The brook was alive in a new way. Glass fish swam just below the surface, their scales catching the lantern light and scattering it into rainbow fragments. Some leapt above the water, twirling and dancing mid-air before splashing back into the stream with a soft musical chime. Kaya gasped. "They're beautiful," she whispered. A faint voice echoed across the water. "But they are more than that," the forest child called from the bank. "Each carries a memory. Not all are ready to be freed. You must choose carefully." Kaya knelt beside the brook, watching the glass fish glide and shimmer. One in particular drew her attention. A small fish glowing brighter than the rest, swimming in circles as if waiting for her. "Is that the memory?" she asked. The forest child nodded. "Yes, but first you must understand it." Kaya reached out, but the fish darted away. She laughed softly, feeling a playful tug in her chest. She tried again, and again it slipped through her fingers. The lantern pulsed in her hands as if urging patience. Finally, she stopped, holding the lantern high and letting its light ripple across the brook. Slowly, the fish swam toward her, drawn to the warmth. Kaya dipped her hand into the water, letting it rest just beneath the fish's fins. A soft glow expanded from the fish, wrapping around her fingers like a gentle ribbon of light. In an instant, she saw the memory. Children playing in the rain, laughing and splashing in puddles, their joy pure and unbroken. Kaya smiled, feeling the happiness ripple through her chest. The memory floated up from the fish, merging with the lantern. Its light grew warmer, brighter, almost like a heartbeat echoing inside her. "You did well," the forest child said, stepping closer. "Every memory you release makes the forest stronger. But remember, not all memories are as gentle as this one." Kaya nodded. "I understand." She looked down at the brook, watching the remaining glass fish shimmer in the lantern light. Some seemed playful, some shy, but all were waiting for her attention. "And I'll find them all," she whispered, determination sparkling in her eyes. The lantern pulsed in agreement, guiding her forward along the silver path.